Hey, it's QE3 back at it again with part 2 of episode 1 of Behind the Curtain podcast. This time we're going to be going over the Wrestlemania card, giving our thoughts and predictions of who's going to get the dub coming out of Saturday and Sunday. Alright, so here we go. Let's start with night 1. We have the World Heavyweight Championship with Jey Uso going against Gunther. Honestly, this match right here is the most predictable, but predictable is not a bad thing. If I had to pick a winner here, I got to go with Jey Uso because I cannot see Jey Uso losing again to Gunther. He already has an 0-3 record against him. If he goes into WrestleMania and he loses again, it's pretty much done for Jey in the World Heavyweight title picture. It's done. So Jey needs to win this. Jey has to win this. So I got Jey Uso for this one. Next up, we got Rey Mysterio and Grande Americano. Kind of a throwaway match. It doesn't really feel like WrestleMania, but hey, at least Chad Gable is getting on the WrestleMania card. When it comes to picking a winner for this one, it would make more sense for a Grande Americano to win because I think this is not going to be a one-off. It's not. I think this feud is going to continue, and it could lead to a mask versus mask match where a Grande Americano becomes unmasked, and we find out that it was indeed Chad Gable this whole time. So I'm going with a Grande Americano with the win. Next up, we have the World Tag Team Championships, the War Raiders versus the New Day. I got to be honest, I really don't care about this match. It doesn't feel like a WrestleMania match. It feels like a Raw match, a regular standard TV match. So if I had to pick one, I got to go with the New Day. Go with the New Day. Because the War Raiders, it's just not working. It's not working. And maybe if you put the tag team titles on New Day, on a heel tag team, more possibilities open up. So I got to go with the New Day on this one. Next up, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Oh, man. This match right here, this one is the match that has the best story. Especially for the women. This one has the best story. And I didn't think that was going to happen coming into WrestleMania, but Naomi has been fantastic. Jade Cargill is just a badass babyface. And these two could potentially go out here and steal the show, have match of the night here. When it comes to picking a winner, I could go either way. If Jade wins, it pushes Naomi even further into the darkness, where she just goes absolutely insane. If Naomi wins, hey, you can keep the feud going. Either way, it's a win for us. So, but if I had to pick one, gun to my head, I'd probably say Jade wins. I'd probably go with Jade Cargill for the win. Next up is the United States Championship, LA Knight, versus Jacob Fatu. Man, Jacob Fatu has been freaking fantastic. Been phenomenal. Pardon the pun, AJ style. But yeah, he's been fantastic. I thought that this match was going to be like a multi-man match, like with Braun Strowman and Jimmy Uso, but obviously they switched it up. So we got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. If I had to pick a winner here, I got to go with LA Knight. I'm going with LA Knight. I believe Jacob's not going to win this match, only because I think Solo and the rest of the bloodline is going to get involved, and it's going to cost Jacob the match, and then we could get potentially Jacob versus Solo at Backlash. So that's why I'm going with LA Knight for the win to retain the United States Championship. Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Like, we already went over this in like part 1 of the podcast. If I had to pick a winner here, you would think it'd be Tiffany Stratton, like beating Charlotte Flair, the newcomer beating the old guard. But I gotta go with Charlotte. I gotta go with Charlotte Flair. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to see that, but I believe Charlotte could steal the win here. I believe Charlotte could steal the win here. So I'm going with Charlotte to take the women's championship from Tiffany Stratton. And the main event of night 1. We got Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. This match has been brewing ever since War Games. I mean, honestly, ever since CM Punk came back, I mean, Seth Rollins has been on his tail ever since. And like, there's a lot of history here. One thing that kind of got me was when Roman in one segment said, "CM Punk cost me," and I'm sitting here like, how did CM Punk cost you? What? He threw you out of the Royal Rumble when it's every man for himself? So that kind of didn't make any sense. But now that you add Paul Heyman into the mix, it makes more sense for there to be heat between Punk and Roman. And if I had to pick one, I think Seth Rollins is going to win. I believe Seth Rollins is going to win because I think he is manipulating Paul Heyman. And I think Paul Heyman is going to be in a rock and a hard place with Punk and Roman, and they're going to cancel each other out. Heyman just gets tired, and he just walks out, and Seth Rollins picks the bones, and he picks up the W. So I'm going with Seth Rollins to win the main event of night 1. We move on to night 2. We got Women's World Championship triple threat match. Io Sky, the champion, versus Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. This match, the build to it has been convoluted. And it boggles my mind how Bianca is the one getting booed, but Rhea Ripley is the one acting like a spoiled brat. Spoiled brat. But if I had to pick a winner, I think Io Sky is going to retain. Io Sky is going to retain. She's going to come out of nowhere. Because if you notice, she's been getting disrespected week after week after week, getting pie-faced by Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. So I think Io is going to be like, enough of this crap. And she's gonna retain over 2 of the biggest women in WWE, and that's gonna do wonders for Io. We got AJ Styles, Logan Paul. The build for this has been non-existent, in my opinion. I mean, Karrion Kross has been doing more build for this match than either of these two. So if I had to pick a winner here, I go with AJ Styles. I don't want the record books to say that Logan Paul, of all people, beat AJ Styles at a WrestleMania. That's just blasphemous. That's blasphemous. That is blasphemous. So I want AJ Styles to win here. I think AJ Styles needs this more than Logan Paul does. And I think these two could go out there and put on a, pun intended, phenomenal match. These two could go out there and kill it. But I'm going with AJ Styles. Women's Tag Team Championships. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Honestly, yeah, again, the build for this match has been non-existent. So I think Liv and Raquel retain here. But I think we could potentially be in for a Bayley heel turn. Just by the fact that the way she was eyeing Lyra's Intercontinental Championship. So I think Bayley could turn heel on Lyra, and they could feud for the IC title coming out of WrestleMania. So I think Liv and Raquel are going to retain. We got Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way, Brian Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. These 4 could go out here and kill it, have a great match. If I had to pick one, I know a lot of people are saying Dominic Mysterio, and for God's sake, I really don't want that. I don't want that. But I could see that potentially happening. I could see that potentially happening, but I'm going with Braun Breaker to retain. Screw Dominic Mysterio. Like I'm going with Braun Breaker to retain. We got Sin City Street Fight, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. This feels like it feels like a TV match, like something less like for Drew McIntyre. But these two, they can make it work. And in Sin City Street Fight where anything goes, no disqualification, I think these two can go out there and they can kill each other and have a good match. If I had to pick one, I think Drew McIntyre needs this more than Damian Priest does. So I'm going with Drew McIntyre. I wouldn't be mad if Damian Priest won, but I just believe Drew McIntyre needs it more than he does. And now, the main event. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. WWE Championship. Oh, man, I am torn on this because this John Cena heel turn, we'll get into that in part 3 of episode 1 later on. But I think, and it pains me to say because I believe that winning 17 should be a babyface moment. A babyface moment. I don't want John Cena to win that championship by like just shady nonsense. But I believe Cena could win the championship on Sunday. Because to me, what I'm looking forward to is like you have Cena and Orton for the championship, and then you have Cena and Punk later in the summer for the championship. And then once Cena loses the championship, we could begin the John Cena redemption arc, because that's why I think this is all going. It's going to a redemption arc for John Cena before he hangs it up, because I don't see this dude retiring as a heel. I don't. I see John Cena winning the title potentially. Then at some point he finds himself and tries to make amends with the fans before the clock strikes midnight on his career. And that's where the redemption arc comes into play. Because I think that this heel turn is all part of a larger story with John Cena. This heel turn is going to lead to the redemption arc for John Cena. And I think John Cena, the redemption arc, you probably need the championship in order to make it work. But it's tough because, again, breaking 17 should be something to celebrate. It's something that should be a babyface moment, But if I had to pick one, I got to go with John Cena to win number 17. I got to go with Cena. All right, so that's the full rundown of the WrestleMania card. We'll be back later on in the day to talk about more in depth of John Cena and his heel turn and what I think about it. This will be posted on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Be you, be blessed, and peace.